In the corporate world, we're all kind of taught the same thing, right? That to get ahead, you've got to push harder, work longer, and just force things to happen. But what if that's all wrong? Today, we're going to challenge that core belief and talk about a much smarter way to lead: clarity over force. And this quote right here, this is really the heart of it all. For any busy executive out there, and I know you are, this is a pretty radical idea. It's not about muscling through every single problem. It's about being smart enough to figure out which battles are worth fighting and which ones you can avoid altogether. So how does this actually look in the day-to-day grind? Well, the source material breaks it down into two totally different ways of thinking, two leadership mindsets that really define everything about how a team or a company operates. Let's dive in. So on one side, you've got the force mindset. This is the leader who is all about brute strength, just plowing through obstacles. But on the other side, you have the clarity mindset. And this leader, well, she isn't trying to be stronger. She's focused on being clearer. She knows that real progress comes from optimizing the handful of things that truly matter. All right, let's take a closer look at the force mindset. Because let's be honest, this is the one we see all the time, isn't it? It gets confused with being a strong leader, but man, the hidden costs are just massive. And when you look at this list, it probably feels pretty familiar. This leader is always in firefighter mode, just reacting to the smoke instead of finding the source of the fire. Got a broken process? Their answer is just to throw more people or more money at it. Their culture basically celebrates being busy and working late, which, as we all know, is a fast track to burning out your best people and just wasting a ton of effort. Okay, but here's the good news. There is a much, much better way. This brings us to that second path, the leader who doesn't lead from a place of force, but from a place of real, deep clarity. And this is where you see the huge difference. Instead of just reacting, this leader actually pauses to figure out what the real problem is. Instead of just adding more resources, they fix the system so it runs better. And in their world, it's not about who works the most hours. It's about who makes the biggest impact. They reward results, not just activity. And that right there is how you build success that actually lasts. So, here's the punchline. This is a game changer for any executive. The biggest, hairiest problems you're facing right now, they probably don't need more of your muscle. They just need more of your focus, more of your strategic thinking. Okay, I know what you're thinking. This all sounds great, but how do I actually do it? How do I make that switch? Well, the secret is understanding a really simple but powerful concept: the lever. Think back to high school physics, right? A lever lets you move something massive with just a little bit of effort. It's the exact same idea in business. Your lever is that one single point in a system, a project, a team, whatever, where one small, smart push creates a huge result. The goal is to stop trying to push the whole boulder yourself and start looking for that lever. And finding that lever is actually way simpler than you might think. It really comes down to 3 steps. First, and this is the hardest one for most of us, you have to pause. Just resist that instinct to jump in and react. Second, you have to identify the real bottleneck. What's the one thing that's holding everything else up? And then third, you apply a small amount of focused effort right there, at that one point. And this right here is the golden question. This is the tool that helps you find your lever. The next time you feel overwhelmed or stuck on a big challenge, just stop and ask yourself this. Your answer? That's your point of leverage. So what does this all mean for you as a leader? Well, it's about a pretty fundamental shift in how you see your job. It's more than a new tactic, it's a total unlock. The first part of the unlock is realizing you don't have to fight every single battle. You just don't. It's about saving your energy for what really counts. The second part is taking action. It's about actively stopping the brute force pushing and starting that search for the critical point, the lever that will do the heavy lifting for you. And the result, well, it's not just about getting better numbers at work. When you start leading this way, everything changes. Your work gets easier, more impactful, and honestly, a lot more rewarding. So I'll leave you with this challenge. As you look at your to-do list for this week, at all the problems on your plate, ask yourself, where are you just pushing? Where are you applying force when what you really need is clarity? Where are you going to stop pushing and start looking for the lever?